Hi guys, welcome to episode 2. Today I'm going to be talking with you guys about 5 different ways that you can improve on your life, and these are going to be pretty simple things. I know that a lot of people, whether you're going through a breakup, you're going through a big depression, or you just kind of not feeling yourself and you kind of have a lot going on in your life and you just want to kind of get back to yourself, or just you kind of had enough and you just want to make a good change in your life. I know a lot of people, they say that, oh, you just need to focus on you, but like, how do you focus on you? How do you start doing that? And so these are going to be 5 pretty simple tips that I have and just 5 different points that I wanted to share with you guys. This is all going to be things that it might sound pretty simple, but it actually helps you to have a lot of discipline in your life. So I do have a few notes written down just so I don't forget it. So if I look down, it's just me remembering what the points that I want to make. But so the first one is going to be to stop going on social media. And social media is pretty bad for your health as it is. You know, scrolling on TikTok all day, it's a complete waste of time and you could just be doing something a lot more productive. When you're going on social media, you tend to compare your life with everybody else, whether that's watching other people through their highlights in their life, or just going on Instagram and Snapchat and all these apps that just try to suck you in to keep you there, and you can be scrolling for hours and hours. I'd highly recommend to cut back down on that just because it's gonna make a big difference within your life. Your attention span tends to slow down when you're always consuming new information and always like when you get bored of a video, you start scrolling again. The biggest problem with scrolling on social media and just kind of like mindless scrolling, or even if you're low-key stalking people that used to be friends with, or an ex or whatever, or just like looking at other people's lives, it's that you don't focus on your own. It just makes it so you're not going to be very productive. You're going to be just kind of like putting yourself down in a way. It gives you a lot of anxiety. I know that for me personally, I kind of do have an addiction to social media, and especially because I really enjoy making content. I love being creative. I love posting pictures. I love sharing photos and videos and whatever it is, but you can still do that, especially if you like it. I just recommend to kind of post your content and then go on your way. Don't be looking at what everyone else is doing all the time. The second tip I have is to read more books. Self-help books are great, and that's a great way to get started into reading books, like find something that interests you. But just reading books in general doesn't really matter what type of books, as long as you're reading, will also help improve your vocabulary overall, and you'll be able to see certain words and sentences used, and you can start to apply it into your own life. You know, even just reading simple books like Harry Potter or The Hunger Games or fiction books, it expands your mind a lot more, and you are able to practice focusing, because I feel like, especially going back with social media, always with the scrolling, you get bored of a video, just scroll on to the next. It makes your attention span very, very short, and the problem with that is when you start reading, it's that if you're doing those 2 things simultaneously, you're not going to be able to retain the information of the books that you read. So try to find something that interests you, like a certain topic, or just even a story that sounds interesting. Self-help books are, of course, a really great way to really improving your life, and it can give you kind of like tips and tools to apply it into your life. The third tip I have is to exercise, and these are all kind of like physical and mental, I guess, things that you can do. So for exercising, like for me personally, I'm really intimidated to go to the gym, even though I have a gym membership. I just use that membership to go to a dance class and to go to my yoga class. I've tried weightlifting, and honestly, like, I'm very intimidated by it, but I do want to get to a point where I kind of like push myself out of my comfort zone to try it, to talk to other people. If I don't know something, to ask somebody. You know, I think that there's a lot of people in the gym that have been doing this for so long, and they know what that's like to be just starting, and they'd be more than happy to help. I think that starting off slow will really help to not overwhelm you and to help you build up that confidence as you go. So for me personally, I really enjoy running, and when I first started running, I didn't really know how to like just start running, you know, like I would get burnt out so easily. A good tip that I have for like if you want to get started running is walk for 60 seconds, then run for 30 seconds, and then sprint as fast as you can for 10 seconds. And kind of like you create like a cycle of increments here. You have like a task to focus on, and you won't be just like burning yourself out. So that's how I started. And then now when I run, I have like little checkpoints, and I don't do anything crazy. Like, I'm not running like a marathon every day. When I run, I'm literally just going around my neighborhood. I go about 3 miles. And for me, it's just like a fun thing to do. I'm not trying to punish my body to lose weight or anything. Like, yeah, losing weight and getting to a certain point in your fitness goals is great. You know, you should really be celebrating what it can do and see, hey, how can I push myself more? And wow, I'm so glad I was able to do that. And I feel just so great doing this. The next tip I have is to listen to music. Going into this one, I know that when I was going through a pretty hard time, I would always focus on other people and, you know, like start getting really into my head about things. I would start feeling very lonely a lot of times just because I didn't have a lot of friends. I didn't have a relationship. I was just not feeling good with myself. And like I've had definitely past experiences with people being just like really mean to me for no reason in high school, or just people making videos about me and spreading all this hate and negativity about me and talking about things that aren't true, and just like had a lot of people just really, really not like me. And that personally hurt my self-esteem a lot. I think that focusing, like people can say whatever they want, you know, at the end of the day. You can't control what other people say, but you can control your reactions to things. So listening to music is something that personally really helped me. It just helps you to really deal with loneliness and it helps inspire you a lot. But I feel like in all music, you can find something that you really enjoy. And then the last tip I have is to become 1% better every day. I've seen a handful of videos about people talking about this, but it's true, you know, especially when you're focusing on yourself, you're focusing into your healing, into becoming the best version of yourself and putting all your goals and working towards the person that you want to become. I think that a lot of people get overwhelmed by, oh my God, there's so much I need to do. I can't do it all at once. So I'm just going to stay in the same patterns that I'm used to and stay in the same routine that I'm used to. At the end of the day, you really just need to focus on becoming 1% better that you were today than you were yesterday. So that can be honestly just simple things. Like if you drink and you smoke and you like to party, maybe don't party as much, or only find certain days that you go on during the week. You know, you can, if that's something that's really like a lifestyle for you and you want to stay with that, maybe just don't do it as much. Personally, I would say that it's best to cut it out completely and just not be doing that. I've never drank alcohol. I've never smoked. That's just a personal choice for me, just to not even get started into it. Like, I feel like I'm already dealing with enough as it is, and I'm already doing so much. Why would I get started in that? That might throw me off this path that I'm on. Sometimes even something as simple as starting to write your thoughts every day and keeping a journal for yourself, and just like I write every single day, I read, and if you have like a lot going on in your head and you can't sit still and there's just so much going on in your life, write it out. If you're feeling like very drained and just you have like no energy, then read. So you can always switch it off, you know, so you're always training your mind and allowing your thoughts to get out on paper, or consuming new thoughts and help you relax a little bit. So there's always something to do, and there's always something to help you. If you are someone who likes to be around other people, then go out with your friends, you know, go out and do stuff. Don't just sit at home all day. And this is something that I'm also telling to myself, like, don't just sit there and wait for something to happen within your life. Like, go out and do stuff. And I know that a lot of people say like, oh, I don't want to meet someone on social media or like dating apps. Well, you actually have to get out of the house to do that. And sometimes that could be really scary. Like, there's a lot of people who have social anxiety. What's the best way to get through that is to challenge yourself and say, hey, you know what, today I'm going to go to the library, or I'm going to go to my favorite coffee shop, or I'm going to go to the bar or to the club, or there's so many places you can go to. Even today I'm going to go to the mall and go shopping. And there's a lot of things that you could do by yourself too. You don't always have to go with your friends or with your family, or just be out with somebody. Like, I've recently discovered that I really like going to the beach by myself. I'll take my bike down, I'll ride, and I'll have my swimsuit underneath, and then I'll just go to the beach, tan, read a book. You know, I'm trying to challenge myself to start talking to people more, and talking to people is not really a difficult thing for me to do. Like, I really enjoy speaking with people, especially having a job where I'm able to talk to people. But talking to people outside of work is a different skill, if that makes sense. So I'm definitely trying to challenge myself more to, you know, get out of that comfort zone and try something new, try something different. And even if people think you're weird or whatever, okay, whatever, you tried it. It's not a big deal. I think that mainly applying some of these tips into your life, or even all of them, it just teaches you to have a lot of discipline and put value in yourself. You'll start to see that, you know, when you're improving your mind, your like physical, you're putting effort into yourself, and you just put a lot of value on you, and therefore you attract a lot of good people into your life. And any people that are just bad influence, you'll be able to easily say, oh, that's a turn off for me. I don't want that in my life. I don't need that. And same goes for like relationships. Personally, I've had a pretty hard time. Like, I have been single now for at least, I would say 2 years, but the last relationship I had was maybe about a year ago. And or I guess like serious relationship. We were in that talking stage, we were dating, we just never got to call it a relationship. But even then, it only lasted like maybe a month or two. And I just have a really hard time in finding somebody that kind of like meets my standards in a way. And I don't know how to say it without sounding like super selfish about it. I have so many things that I do for myself, and I want to find a high value person too, you know? And it's really, really hard to find people who are willing to put an effort into themselves and willing to be in a relationship and, you know, do all these things to just become a better person and to grow together. And it just, as it is, I'm already so picky, and as much as I want to have that person, and I know that my person is out there, I know that also I'd rather be single and stay good with myself and make sure I'm good than be settling for less. Because the problem is with settling for less too, is that you end up not honoring yourself. You do things that you wouldn't necessarily want to do to appease this idea that you need to be with somebody. I really hope you guys enjoy this episode. If you guys want me to go more into depth about a certain topic, whether it's being relationships, loneliness, and how to improve on that, definitely let me know, and I will respond to your comments down below. And I really hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!